Alrighty, you guys, what's up? We're here to go once again through the, well, not go again, but we're gonna carry on with the last topic we did, which was the Omegaverse tier list. So we're back on the Omegaverse Quiz website. So this time around, we're actually gonna take the quiz and see what we get off the results. So before we get that, we're gonna kind of just go into some of these things. We already know the three categories. It goes alpha, beta, omega. We already know. Well, we know, but we know the terms that we went over yesterday. I'm pretty sure we did that part, but basically just what it says here. Before we jump to the quiz, so it says every reader eventually asks the question that built this site: which one would I be? Our Omegaverse quiz refuses to stop at alpha, beta, or omega. 30 questions weigh how you protect, control, nurture, and connect. Then names one of 12 archetypes, perhaps the Enigma Alpha, perhaps the Nesting Omega, and perhaps the Unbothered Beta. You have read the lore, time to find out where you stand in it. So before we do that, we're going to go to where the archetypes are. I think it's these. Yes. I think. No? Yes? Yes. I think that's just the same page, yeah. Okay, so the 12 archetypes we have from the three categories, each one gets 4, and they all have their own little quote, so to speak. So for Alpha, we have the Enigma Alpha. Rules do not apply to me, I make them. The Bodyguard Alpha, stay behind me, I'll handle it. The House Husband Alpha, sit down, I've handled everything. And the Golden Retriever Alpha, I'm just so happy you're here. For Beta, we have the Fixer Beta. Logic solves problems, drama does not. The Unbothered Beta, not my circus, not my monkeys. The Mom Beta, did everyone drink enough water today? And the Bestie Beta, I'm just here for the vibes and the snacks. Under the Omega category, we have the Queen Bee Omega. Worship me or don't waste my time. We have the Bratty Omega. Make me. The Nesting Omega, the world is too loud, let's stay in bed. And the Clingy Omega, don't let go, not yet. So just based off the quotes and the words, so to speak, we can take out Golden Retriever Alpha and Enigma Alpha. I don't care about making rules for people, and I'm definitely not the Golden Retriever archetype of a person. So those two are out. If we end up getting Alpha, it would be either of these two, most likely House Husband, I guess, if I had to put it under anything. We definitely lean more towards the Beta category just because personality-wise do tend to fit more into that kind of middle ground, not to either extreme type of personality. So just based on my own personality, I do feel that we would most likely end up somewhere in any 4 of the Beta categories. If I had to wager a guess, probably not the Bestie. Any of the other 3 would be definitely more of a fit compared than the Bestie Beta would be. If I had to wager a guess, honestly, any of the 3 kind of coincide with different bits of my personality. So I feel like any of the other 3 archetypes within the Beta category would potentially be a decent fit. And then, of course, we have the Omega category. Each within their own right, I would say definitely not the type who cares for being fawned over and worshipped. So that's probably the least of the 4. Bratty, depending on the scenario, it's not necessarily bratty. It's more so in the I guess you could argue it's kind of bratty. It's what'd you call it, the ODD thing. It's oppositional defiant disorder. So I guess you could argue it is bratty to an extent. So if I had to wager a guess of which within the Omega categories I would lie, it would probably be bratty or nesting, I guess. Definitely not overly clingy. Definitely not the Queen Bee. Don't think I would get either of those 2. would get either the fixer, the unbothered, or the mob. Definitely not the bestie sort. And bodyguard or house husband, definitely not the golden retriever. Somewhat the enigma, but definitely don't care for being the one in charge of people. Anything different here? The 3 core, it has the different categories. Alpha sense. Sense are super important. Okay, so it'll also give you potential sense that you might like as any of the categories. That'll be cool to see. In ABL stories, everyone has a favorite mate, so it'll say who you have a high compatibility with of the different other archetypes and who you're in opposition with. Interesting. Alright, well, fuck it. Let's do it. Let's find out who we are. It's a 30-question quiz. We don't have an ad blocker, so I doubt we'll get any crazy ads. But here's hoping, you know? Who knows what the fuck the Omegaverse website might end up pulling on us. Pick an entrance. No. Bunker or sanctuary? Let's go bunker. Your partner suggests a spontaneous, risky trip. What is your reaction? No, it needs to be planned out. Override? No, again, I would need to plan. Budget, calculate, I guess. I would need to figure out that stuff, yes. What partner vibe makes you feral? Jeez. Kindness or wit? I don't care about size. I don't care about... let's go wit. In the perfect world, what is your role in a relationship? The hearth, the shield, the director, or the partner? The partner, I guess? Sure, why not? You have a first date tonight and you need to make an impression. What are you wearing? I don't think I have anything alluring. Short of cosplay, I don't really have any like dressy outfits. I don't know what the fuck street armor means. I mean, I have like... they're not necessarily combat boots. It's more or less just like athletic wear and shit. Soft and cozy. None of my wardrobe particularly fits this, but I guess street armor if I had to choose. If your soul could manifest one magical ability, what would it be? Telepathy, fire, time, or restoration? I do love me some fire. I do love me being able to manipulate time. Telepathy, useful, but I don't know what I would do with it personally. Restoration. No. Leaning more to fire, time, and restoration. I don't know what the fuck I would do with telepathy. Now, if it said telekinesis, that'd be a whole different thing. But it did not. It's gonna be fire or time. Let's go fire. Oh no, you just lost your wallet. What do you do? Cry until my life is over. Stop, breathe, check my steps. Tear the house apart until I find it. Or just order a new card, it is fine. Well, I was about to say luckily, but not luckily. So unfortunately, we went through this a couple years ago, and we had to get a whole new fucking thing of everything. Luckily, nothing overly bad happened. We managed to actually, you know, like, dispute the charges and everything. So luckily, everything panned out, yeah, as well as it could have, given what happened. But definitely this. When you strip everything else away, what is the one thing you are truly hungry for? To be fully known and fully possessed? Nah. To ensure my loved ones survive, that's somewhat, well, not somewhat, it is definitely a priority, I would say. To build something that lasts, that as well. To know that I helped something bloom. You know what? All three of those have their own thing in what I would kind of desire, but what of the three is the one I would want most? Let's see, to know that I helped something bloom, to ensure my loved ones survive, or to build something that lasts. It's definitely one of the three. Let's go to know that I helped something bloom. A stranger shoves you on the street. If I was a more... I don't know if to say aggressive is the right word, because I'm aggressive under the right circumstances. If I cared enough about the shove, like if it's like... or if it's on the wrong day, I would absolutely go at the person. But under normal circumstances where I don't care enough about this person and it's not, like, causing harm, step aside, not worth the energy. The party is loud and crowded. What are you actually doing? Well, A, I would not be at a party in the first place, so that this question eliminates me. But if I'm with my partner at this party, I guess this. If I'm alone at the party and I don't really know anyone there, this one. Definitely not either of these two. Let's go with this one. A stranger sits in your seat, your gut reaction. It would depend on the context. If it's like something that like doesn't require a ticketed seat, like a concert or like a movie theater showing, stuff like that, I would just find a new seat. But if it's something that has like everyone has their specific seat, I would not say it's fine to them. I would be somewhere in between this. It depends on how annoyed I am by it. But let's just say, for the sake of, again, it also depends on the person on the other side of this. But let's just say if it's like, someone that I don't overly care about, arguing with, this one. You want a free vacation? Where are we going? Depends on the city. What's the difference between a resort and a spa resort and the mountains? It would depend on the city. It would depend on where the resort is, I guess. Mountains, it's dependent on a few things, like, do cryptids and monsters exist? Where in the world this is? I don't know. They each have their draw. Like, what city? What time of year? Who am I going with? Am I alone on this? A couple of different factors, but let's say it's either resort. It's either spa resort or mountains. Spa resort, I guess. Fuck it. I don't know. You're at a family dinner and a relative asks a super intrusive question about your love life. Ooh, okay. Depends on the relative. Depends on how super intrusive this question itself is. The death stare. I love a good death stare. Don't get me wrong. Sarcasm. Make a joke at their expense. I love insulting people if they deserve it. Answer. Nah. Pivot. Again, it would depend on what the question is and who asked it. It's definitely the death stare or sarcasm. I love fucking with people, so give me sarcasm. It's Sunday. How do you spend a day alone at home? Fixing the house, if it needs to be. Going out. Granted, this is something I don't have to work. Like, I have nothing going on that day. I would do my usual, like, activities. Softening the space, I guess? Sure, why not? It's a movie night on the couch. What is the cuddle position? It depends on the weather. It depends on what is being watched. Also, I don't own a couch. It would more so depend on the weather. Like, if it's too hot to be fucking, like, cuddled up and shit, fuck no. It'd be side by side or separate armchair, but that could theoretically be side by side, you know, having like multiple armchairs or seats. Sure, fuck it, side by side. What scent of perfume slash cologne would you wear to bed? What? Who the fuck wears cologne to bed? I love good scents, but I don't know that I would personally wear cologne to bed. I don't mind making things smell a certain way, so there is that aspect of it. I guess if for that reason I would theoretically wear some sort of a scent to bed, but generally speaking, I don't normally wear any cologne or perfume to bed. Soap and skin, I do like a clean scent, but I don't. The concept of skin as a scent, if it's burning skin, no. I assume it just means a clean scent. Vanilla and rose, I do love the scent of rose, and I do like the scent of vanilla. I do like the scent of wood. Musk can be hit or miss. Lavender, I do like, but can also be overwhelming. I don't know, I like all of these. Fuck it, let's go musk and wood. Pick your RPG class. Okay. The tank, the cleric, the DPS, or the bard. I'm definitely more of a behind the scenes thing, so it's most likely not bard or DPS. It's definitely, or no, sorry, not tank or DPS. It's definitely more of a support role. Bard or cleric. I can say that I tend to have an, I don't know if interesting is the way I would put it. Interesting in the sense of somehow being someone who can rally people to your cause without really caring to, like, you know, making connections without meaning to type of deal. So for that case, I suppose bard. Fuck it. The deadline is in 1 hour and the team is failing. It depends on what this project is. Chill, it's just a job, it'll get done. No, it needs to get done. I stay up all night fixing every tiny font detail. I don't know that I would really worry about the font detail, so to speak, as long as it fits within what I need to do. Move I take over myself, or I make a new spreadsheet to fix the workflow. Nah, if the others are failing, they're failing, fuck it, take over. You open the fridge, there's a live penguin inside. Reaction. Depends on the time of day. I wouldn't necessarily go back to bed. I mean, I wouldn't search for how to return a penguin because I assume I would take it to the zoo and or SeaWorld. No, yeah, either of those two, I guess, could theoretically work. Who put this here? Getting it out now, or baby? I do like penguins. Sure, fuck it. A fight breaks out in your friend group and voices are getting loud. What is your instinct? I yell over them? No. Soothe the tension, try to calm everyone down? Maybe. Step in calmly, this makes no sense, let's talk? Also maybe. I get emotional, tears are snapping? No. Okay, so definitely not top or bottom. Probably this one is more likely. Which text message would shatter you completely? You are too much. No. If anything, I'd say I'm very underwhelming. People would probably want more out of me, if anything. You are useless. That one would sting. Not gonna lie, it would sting a bit. You are boring. Would theoretically also sting. It also depends on who sends this. But overall, my stance on people is the following. If I don't know you well enough, why would your thoughts, and not in a bad way per se, but like the overall stance I have on things like this is like, there's certain people I have more of a tolerance for to know their opinion. Everything else kind of goes by the wayside, so it would be this most likely, but if I had to pick which one would shatter me, which is the actual question, it would probably be you are useless. So it's either of these two. I'm thinking too much about it. You are thirsty. Pick a drink. Bitter and strong, fizzy and fun, cold water, or sweet and creamy. Depending on the mood, I could say each of these is an option. Sweet and creamy is probably like the one on the bottom of my options. Fizzy and fun, kind of middle of the pack. Top two are definitely bitter and strong or cold water. I do like just drinking cold water. I, for the most part, like my drinks bitter and strong. Adult beverage and otherwise. I do like just, straight up black coffee, black tea, and I do enjoy just cold water. Fuck it, bitter and strong. Your friend is crying. What is your first instinct? Ooh, here we go. Some of the fun options, okay. Who did this? I want to destroy the cause of the pain. Uh-huh. Come here. Cuddle puddle, purring, emotional release. Fuck no. Again, depends on the context of the friendship, but definitely not the touchy-feely type. I tend to, yeah, no, that's maybe not that. Here is water. I listened and offer rational advice. That's probably more my speed. I'll give you space. I give them time alone. Okay, so the more likely ones are everything but come here, cuddle puddle, purring, emotional release. Definitely not that. Depends on the scenario. I would definitely enjoy destroying anyone who caused harm to someone I care about. So that's definitely a very high option. Here's water. Listen and offer rational advice. That's definitely also an option. Giving them space. Again, it depends on the context of why this person is crying. So each of them is a valid response. Let's say this one. Imagine curling up after a long day. Your favorite scent lingering on the sheets. What kind of romance scene makes your heart race the most? Don't care about domination. Rescue, kind of, sort of, not really. Care or intimacy, I guess. Let's go with care. What texture do you want to touch right now? Just thinking about it made me shiver, and not in a good way. So definitely not whipped cream. Cool linen. It's currently hot, so it could potentially be cool linen. Rough leather? I don't know. I never really cared about this texture of leather. Warm dough. Hit and miss. Again, it's hot, but I do like the feel of, at the same time, as much as I like the feel of cool linen, I do also like the sensation of something warm out of the dryer. So there is that as well. If I had to choose out of the two at this moment, it could just be the slight, not even hunger, but just the thought of warm dough also kind of bit like, damn, a thing of warm dough might be good. So fuck it, let's go with warm dough. You're going to survive on a desert island for 1 week. Is that a statement or a question? And you can only carry one of the following items. Which one appeals to you the most? The journal, keep my sanity, and probably not. The multi-tool, if I had to choose, that's definitely one of them. The flare gun, signal for safety. The cooking pot, warm food is life. Okay, so it's definitely either of the three of the multi-tool, cooking pot, or flare gun. I don't care about keeping a journal for surviving in a desert. I'd rather ensure something that keeps me alive. The flare gun, arguably one of the more useful ones, given it could potentially be there, but it also doesn't specify that there's anyone else still alive in the world, so it could theoretically be useless. It's either the multi-tool or the cooking pot. Doesn't say... Oh, it says desert island. Fuck. Shit. Again, it doesn't specify whether other people are alive or someone's gonna see it. So I need food and shelter, so it's either of these two. Fuck. Multi-tool, I guess. More things I can use. What keeps you going when you want to quit? Ooh, okay. Fun question, I love it. People rely on me? Kind of, sort of. I mean, I don't have and don't want children, so fuck that shit. Making them proud. Who is the them in question? Just seeing what happens. That is a vibe. That is overall my vibe. And proving them wrong. Okay, it's definitely not really the bottom two. It's definitely more so the top two. I do fucks with just seeing what happens, but at the same time, I very much love fucking with someone and doing something out of spite. So fuck it, proving them wrong we are. Pick your AO3 tag. Ooh, okay. Enemies to lovers, soulmates, touch him and die, domestic fluff. It depends on the fandom, it depends on the characters. If it's and regardless of which of these I pick, it has to be done right. I fucks with a slow burn, but in that context I think enemies to lovers is more of my slow burn things. Soulmates could also be more of a slow burn. Domestic fluff, I would say I prefer, it could be a slow burn, it could be like, you know, it builds up from something and then it gets to that point and then just established. Touch him and die, I don't know, that's usually a little too aggro for my taste most of the time. Depending on the context, fandom, characters, again, it's not necessarily, I don't dislike any of these, per se. But if I had to choose, I do love a good, like, enemies to lovers, enemies to friends, forced proximity type of situation, so we will go enemies to lovers. We're on the penultimate question, so one more to go after this. If your life was a fanfic, what is the final line? For the first time in their life, they were safe, and they were never lonely again. They realized they had built a home that would last forever, and finally the world knelt at their feet. Honestly, neither of these really did it for me. But if I had to choose between the four, sure. Your dynamic is confirmed. Choose a key to unlock your file. The iron key, the keepsake key, the crown key, or the shared key. Don't care about royalty shit, so probably not the crown key. The keepsake, I'm not that overly touchy-feely, so again, I don't think I'm very much of a keep mementos type of person. The shared key, potentially. The iron key, I do love me like a good iron wrought fence. I do love me a good sword. I do love me a good knife. For that reason alone, we shall go with the iron key. The bodyguard alpha. Interesting. To be fair, I did say it was potentially one I thought I would be able to get, but I was definitely thinking I would get more of the beta category. Interesting. Okay, so stay behind me, I'll handle it. Let's see, personality analysis. You speak in actions, not words. I suppose so, yeah. I would rather show my care than just say I care. You are fiercely loyal to a tiny circle of people and everyone else is just noise. That is a lot of my stance on things, yes. You aren't interested in ruling the world, you just want to keep your specific person safe from it. Yeah, I would say that fits. You are the wall between your partner and the chaos of reality. Yeah, I guess so, sure. Your love is heavy, silent, and unbreakable. Apparently. Sure. Okay, why not? I would agree more or less with most of this. Signature tropes. Touch him and die. The primal line. You are usually disciplined and stoic, but you have a kill switch. You don't care if people respect... I don't know why there's underscores. Might be supposed to be quotation marks. If people respect you, but you demand absolute safety for them. The world can burn as long as your person remains untouched. Sure, yeah. Why not? Grumpy X Sunshine, the quiet anchor. You are the silence, they are the noise. You frown while they smile, and it just works. You act annoyed by their chaos, but everyone knows the truth. You need their light to balance out your darkness. If their light ever dimmed, you would destroy whatever caused it. I do love a good black cat golden retriever pairing, so that checks out. Size difference. The human shield. It isn't just about height, it's about presence. You encompass them, whether it's wrapping a massive coat around them or looming behind them in a crowd. The visual is clear. You are the mountain, and they are the safe haven tucked behind it. Interesting. Who's your anime look like? I doubt there's anyone who looks like me in anime. Romantic profile and stats. Love language. Acts of service. You don't write poetry, you check the logs, fill the gas tank, and stand between them and the wind. You say I love you by making sure they are safe. I suppose. I mean, the love language are acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, words of affirmation. There's 5. What the fuck are they? Acts of service, words of affirmation, quality time, gifts, whatever the fuck it's called, and the other one that I forget. Like I know the basics. I even know they're like psychological names, like the agape and all that shit. I know them because like I have a degree in psychology, so I remember this stuff. I just don't quite remember it right now. Like I know it. Anyway, pheromones, gunpowder, pine needles, and rain on asphalt. I do enjoy the rain. I do like the smell of... I do like being around water. I do enjoy the scent of water a lot. Pine needles, I like the scent of pine. Gunpowder, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how often I've smelled gunpowder to really have much of an opinion on it, but okay. For the sake of the argument, let's say I might enjoy it. Though, to be fair, that says pheromones, so that means that's kind of like the scent you give off. I don't know. Or is that the scent that attracts you? I mean, if I had to want to choose, I would want to give off the scent of... Either of the 3 is fine. The scent I would want to pick up the most of the 3. It's either pine needles or rain. Sure, why not? Fuck it. I'm fine with the pheromones. Weakness, hypervigilance. You struggle to relax because you are always scanning the room for the threats. You forget how to just be. Kind of, sort of. I mean, I don't know that I'd word it exactly like that. I'm not maybe necessarily always looking for threats, but I do feel like I tend to struggle with relaxing. Compatibility. Your perfect match, the clingy Omega. They need your constant presence to feel safe, soothing your need to have them in your sight. Interesting. Read their profile or a story about this pairing. I'm curious on what that is. Arch rival, the golden retriever alpha. Their noise, unpredictability, and lack of boundaries stress you out. Fuck yes, I do not need a golden retriever. Your type... Ooh, okay. Your dynamic breakdown. 30% alpha, 34% beta, 28% omega. kind of relatively split across the board. I figured I'd be somewhere in there, but I actually assumed I'd be more into the beta category. Skip that part. Bodyguard Alpha was the highest. Then Unbothered Beta. Then Bratty Omega. Enigma Alpha. And interesting. Community results, I don't know about that part. Okay, so let's just see what this part is real quick. A story about this pairing? No, it's an email thing. Well, anyway, you guys, there we have it. Apparently, we are the freaking Bodyguard Alpha, which I was not expecting. I was expecting more of the, what was like the Fixer Beta, potentially the Mom Omega, the Bratty, no, the Fixer Beta, the Mom Beta, or the Bratty Omega. Those were kind of more the ones I was expecting, but not necessarily a bad result, just slightly surprising. I was definitely not expecting like an alpha thing. I definitely thought I leaned more towards the beta aspect, maybe the Omega in certain circumstances, but apparently I'm slightly more of an alpha, but I do personally feel that I'm more like beta, kind of like relatively even queue across most of them. But anyway, pretty interesting result. If you guys are doing this, definitely feel free, if you guys are curious about it, definitely feel free to check out the Omegaverse Quiz website. And if you're out there, let me know what book tropes you like, what your genre book of preference is, what you think you'd be, what you think what you end up getting. But anyway, that's gonna be it for this one, you guys. So we'll catch you on the next one. As always, thank you so much for being here. Feel free to share and like the video, subscribe to the channels, all that good shit. Truly helps out and is appreciated. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Signing off. Peace out.